Boston Herald columnist and radio host Adriana Cohen took aim at the Washington Post this week, claiming a story about her and other female Trump pundits was nothing short of a sexist hit job. The premise of Callum Borcher's Washington Post column is that several pundits, 3 women in particular, have risen to star status after going from Trump critic to Trump supporter, writing that the Boston Herald's Adriana Cohen and the others have made defending the real estate mogul their niche, and in the process made themselves hot commodities.
I've written a column today responding to the Washington Post's hit piece on myself and 2 other female conservative pundits.
One of the things that rankled Cohen was Borcher's claim that she was a cable news B-lister until she jumped on the Trump bandwagon.
Those who've seen me on Fox News and Fox Business and CNN and other national media know that I've been on these shows at least 100 times before ever having positive commentary about Donald Trump.
But Borchers now claims Cohen took it all wrong, that what he really meant is that people like her are hard to find, and that scarcity leads to popularity. Nice try, except an accompanying Post video, set to music, appears to mock the women pundits for their change in positions.
Adriana, good to see you. Great to be here.
And this headline says it all. Their stardom came from their conversion. Look, regardless of what you think of Adriana Cohen, we've had discussions in our newsroom about some of her columns and stuff. She's right about this. I mean, especially, I don't know if you looked at that video. I mean, he was mocking them, mocking the 3 of them and saying that, you know, that they only they converted, which is a very strong word, converted. Everybody in the punditry business has been critical of some candidate or another, even ones they support along the way. And for him to just assume that they converted to turn themselves into a hot commodity, I think is bull. I know, well, Adam, you've got some.
No, I'm just going to say, I think that, a couple quick points. He didn't say that they converted in order to make themselves hot commodities, although that's a possible reading of it. He said they converted and were rewarded for their conversion. That was a topic that Cohen, in her column, which was pretty well written and pretty well argued, she didn't take up the issue of conversion. She didn't talk about the negative things she'd said about Trump before. I think that Borchers created this problem for himself to an extent by identifying male and female pundits who embody this trend he's trying to put his finger on, and then only diving into the women. I don't think he even interviewed the 2 men he talked about, right?
I don't think they all wanted to talk to him, as I recall.
Well, you might be right, but I know that, you know, the people he really focused on were the women. Yeah. And then there's this additional point. She says that he looked at LexisNexis to come up with a number of appearances for her on network shows. She says he woefully underestimated how frequent a guest she's been, and I don't know who's right there.
I think that there's a couple things going on here. First of all, if they did, and that's what men do all the time.
I know, exactly.
So I need to put that out there first. So if that's what you want to do, you know, be free. I see these pundits who are men who have done the exact same thing, so there you have it. So that's the first thing that needs to be said. The second thing is, on some of them, and I watch, when I see a woman pundit, my tendency is to watch more. Why? Generally, there are fewer women, period, whatever they're saying. So I'm interested to see what they have to say. So then if they turned out to do something like they were mocked for doing on the SNL skit, where the woman, you know, Trump allegedly is saying all these most horrific things, and no matter what he says, she says, but I think that's not what he meant. Well, then now come on. Yeah. What I want is a female pundit who is strong in her belief and her support, no problem there. But when your candidate or the person you're supporting does crazy, you say, you know what, that was kind of crazy.
Well,
but
Adriana
I still
has
support
done that.
them.
Adriana has said that.
But I still support him for whatever your reasons are. I can then appreciate you. But if you're just a big suck up the whole time, then that's, I think, where he was trying to go. But I'm not saying that that hasn't happened before. And if they're going to get paid, you know, get paid if that's what people want to do because they're, you know, don't want to find anybody else who can talk about it.
Right now they're doing it for free.
You know, or
unlike the guys.
No, but I think one in the article it said one of them is about to become a paid contributor. So that's my only. Those are my points.
Yeah, I mean the article did say that Jeffrey Lord gets paid, but that the women are not getting paid, and maybe that points up to a problem too.
And a bigger suck up there could not be than Jeffrey Lord.
I know.
So
you know, Callum Borchers actually is a former student of mine,
really?
And and you know, I think he does a great job. But he writes for a section of the Washington Post called The Fix, whose charge is to be snarky about politics, and it was a snarky item. I don't know that it was necessarily wrong, but I can see where Adriana Cohen and
Never put a
in
news piece
particular.
to music.
Yeah, well, you know,
Yeah, that
that's
was bad.
That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Well, I would just add, and this has been a hobby horse of yours, Callie,
Yes.
for some time, that when someone says they've been on 100 times on a cable channel as a pundit over a short period of time, that speaks to a broader problem across the media. Over-reliance
Yes.
on the same old tired voices, many of whom have no apparent expertise in the subject they're discussing.
That's right.
That's lazy work by the network bookers.
They
That-
love it
that's-
because she does bring in eyeballs.